You are now tuned into the show that helps you become the person you need to be in order to have the life that you want to have. We're going to get your mindset right around growth, plant some seeds in your mind, some ideas that you can take and apply to your life right now, all the while helping you create a vision of success to go out and achieve. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Sprouting Success Podcast. I'm your host, Remy Ellis. If you're new to the show and new to me, welcome. I've been creating content online since 2018, really focused on personal growth, personal development. It's my goal to move you closer to your goals, create some positive momentum in your life, and remind you that this is a process and every process takes time. So here on this show, we talk strategy, mindset, methods to help you succeed, whatever that looks like for you. If you've been here listening before to the show, you know what I'm about. Welcome back. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, please go leave a rating and review the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. That really helps us reach more people like you. So thank you. Now, as I sit here recording, we are in the final days of 2022. We're right at the edge of a new year. This is always a time of really reflecting, planning, setting goals, resting, being very mindful of the future and the past. And it's always an interesting time to look back on the year that you've had, everything you've accomplished, moments you feel proud of. Maybe there's some things that happened that you'd like to forget. I thought, what better time to talk about the new year than right now, and in particular, how to get locked in and ready to make 2023 the best year of your life. Preparing and getting your mind right is an easy thing that you can do right now to set yourself up for wins along the way in 2023. And that all sounds really nice, but what's even nicer is going out and making it happen for yourself, right? So I'll be here along the way, but in the end, it's going to be you doing it for you, as it always has been and as it always will be. You control the outcomes. You hold the pen to your life, as I say all the time. And who better? Really wouldn't want it any other way. So what we're going to do in this episode is hit on 3 ideas that you can take on your way today and start to apply as you gear up for the new year. And I want this to be very practical, less motivational speaking, because I can motivate you in this moment as you're listening. But as soon as you turn me off or time runs out, you'll be right back where you were before. And I can't always be around to motivate you and inspire you. But what I can do, however, is help you get thinking in the right way, get your mind right, and introduce some new ideas and reinforce some things that you likely already know. Maybe you're just not thinking about them right in this moment. All of that out of the way, let's get into it. Today's topic is how to lock in for 2023, the new year. Point number 1, let go of 2022. Oh, pause for emphasis. Yes, let go of 2022. The good, the success you had, the moments of joy, all the failures, bad days, problems, doubt, everything in between. You need to wipe the slate clean. I was recently talking to someone who's really helped me get my mind right this year. She said to me, you need to let some things go. Hearing that from another person can be really meaningful, but when they say it and it resonates with you and it's something you've already been thinking, or you think it's something that could actually help you, it hits a lot differently. So just let it go is easy to say to someone. She said it kind of as an aside, but it hit me right in the chest. A year is a long time, and I had a pretty challenging 2022 for a lot of reasons, but we all have our peaks and valleys to journey through. Before you embark on this next adventure, being the new year, 2023, let go of any of the dead weight that you're carrying right now that you just don't need. That extra weight is going to slow you down as you climb. So relax your grip a little bit on 2022, even if it was the best year of your life and you don't want it to end. Relax your grip on all of that because you're probably squeezing it very tightly right now. If you think of your life and your progress as climbing a ladder, you need to reach the highest height and your greatest form. You need both hands to climb that ladder, and you can't be holding on to an old rung being 2022 if you want to continue upward. So relax your grip on the year that you've just had. Take your next step up and hold of 2023. What does that look like? Maybe find some outlets that are freeing for you. Speak with someone that you trust about anything you're having an issue with. Tell them your doubts. Accept the fact that 2022 is coming to a close and let that go. There's really no room for new things and new success if you're keeping all of your old things hoarded up and around you. So let some of that go. Point number 2, get clear on who it is you want to be. I read and talk a lot about how a person's state of being, their thoughts, actions, habits, and emotions, how that affects the outcomes and circumstances of their lives. Before you start visualizing all the things you want to accomplish and experience, it's a good idea to first acknowledge who you are right now. Present day you, who are you? Ask yourself, who am I today? Who do I want to be a year from now? And how different are those two people? What's the gap? Who's that future version of me? What do they do? What do they act like? What do they have? Maybe an even more difficult question right now. Am I someone I don't want to be? If you've maybe been drifting through the end of the year, let this be your sign to tighten up and lock back in. Ask, who am I being? Do my thoughts agree with my actions? Am I taking steps forward, becoming a better me? If you're living incongruently, meaning thinking one thing but doing another, you know that. Nobody else might know, but you do. And that's a really difficult act to keep up for very long. Beginning of a new year is a great time to set goals and targets for yourself. And maybe the most important target to set and goal is to become the person that you want to be. Break that into categories even maybe. What does the future version of me look like mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, professionally? How far off from that am I now? And what are the actions I need to take to get there? I put a lot of emphasis on self-awareness because without a solid understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, you're going to struggle to find real purpose and actual fulfillment in your life. But don't run from this. It might be something you want to, put to the side or run from, and it's easy to overlook. But running from yourself is a race that you're never going to win. So this needs to be conscious because your default setting is not to improve. Forward progress is not a given. You need to be very purposeful about getting better in life. It doesn't just happen on its own. So identify who it is you want to be, what thoughts, actions, habits will get you there. And here's a tip. It might actually involve you removing things from your life, not adding new things. Sometimes less is actually more. Something that inspires me is knowing that the person I want to become, I have all the pieces in place to get there. I have it already right now. I just need the right combination and the right timing and I'll get there. So you won't need to go outside of yourself looking for the answers to these questions about who you want to be this year. You have it all, which is pretty encouraging. Point number 3, set your minimum standards. Create a baseline minimum accepted standards that you will not negotiate or give yourself leeway on. So what will be your standards for life in every area? Define them for 2023 and give yourself some structure. I was on a check-in call with my trainer recently, and we were on the topic of consistency and discipline. Obviously, an important part of my work with him in training and physical health is being active on a consistent basis and sticking to our program. And he advised that I set some bare minimum standards to hit throughout my day in my week. So, for example, how many times will I go to the gym? How many hours of sleep do I want to get? How much water should I be drinking a day? Will I stretch? Will I do yoga on my days off? But giving myself a minimum baseline to make sure that I hit. That way, even if time gets away from me, if life gets busy, I feel like I might need to compromise on my fitness, I still have these minimums that I need to hit, and I won't lose that. Setting standards also relates to how you spend your time. What activities have helped you in 2022? What activities have been energy and time wasters for you this past year? Ask yourself, what will you tolerate this year? And who will you tolerate this year? The people you allow in your space and who you spend time with play a big role in how your 2023 is going to go. Good influences, good energy, good people will move you forward. Get around more people like that. Become one yourself even, someone other people want to be around. Setting these standards will not only help keep you on track, but they also cut down on you having to plan and schedule everything out. If you already have a minimum standard set of sleeping 7 hours a night, you'll make sure you get those 7 hours of sleep. It just helps you create a tighter schedule, which gives you more time to do the things you want to do in the new year. Recapping today's episode, which is how to lock in for 2023. Point number 1, let go of 2022. The good, the bad, everything in between. You need to wipe the slate clean. If you're holding on to old stuff, there's no room for the new stuff. So let go of the dead weight and watch yourself elevate this new year. Point number 2, get clear on who it is you want to be. Identify who it is you want to be, what thoughts, actions, and habits will get you there. Here's a tip. It might actually involve you removing things from your life, not adding them. Sometimes less is more. And point number 3, set your minimum standards. So create a baseline of minimum accepted standards that you will not negotiate with yourself on. Who and what will you tolerate this year? Have a vision of that and don't backpedal. Thank you all for listening. I've been Remy Ellis. I'm excited for this new year. I'll see you soon. Until then, take care.